BEC Executive Chairman talks alternative energy.
The Bahamian people right away save an average of 22 to 30% of their electric bill.
Leaders in the Haitian community calling for programs to empower Haitians. We'll explain. The police commissioner pledges to assist war veterans after spending an afternoon with some of them.
We are going to assist them in a very tangible way.
Plus, hundreds of children gear up for the annual police summer camp.
All persons throughout the Bahamas who are looking for somewhere exciting to send your kids for the summer months, the Royal Bahamas Police Force is the place to be.
I'm Nakia DeVoe, and this is NB12 Weekend. Thanks for joining us this Sunday evening. If you've opened your electricity bill anytime recently, you would know that the fuel charge in most cases is more than the charge of your actual electricity usage. Well, Executive Chairman of the Bahamas Electricity Corporation, Leslie Miller, says Bahamians cannot afford to stay on this track and proposes that drastic changes be implemented at BEC in order to reduce crippling light bills. Paige McCartney reports.
According to Miller, between 2007 and 2011, the Bahamas Electricity Corporation has spent $1.46 billion on fuel. He said while that figure is excessive for the corporation, its trickle-down effect on Bahamian consumers is also exorbitant.
That's in 5 years. Over 20 years, that's almost $5 billion we're spending on fuel oils to electrify the Bahamas.
The government has pledged to put measures in place to reduce the cost of electricity for Bahamian consumers. Miller said the first thing that comes to mind to cause that to happen is to explore alternative energy in the form of liquefied natural gas or LNG.
If we were to reconvert the apparatus at Clifton Pier to LNG, the Bahamian people right away save an average of 22 to 30% of their electric bill.
How much will it cost to actually?
If you can partner with the right LNG company, maybe to have them stationed in Freeport, either Tractor Bell or one of the others that would have an interest in LNG to supply it to Florida Power and Light, the deal that we had was free of charge. We had that as part of the package, that they were going to spend some $18 million to retrofit 85% of the apparatus at Clifton for the Bahamian people.
Miller said he can't speak definitively of if and when LNG will be considered for implementation in the Bahamas. He said that would be up to the substantive ministers responsible for BEC, but that a referendum on the controversial issue would not be needed, though liquefied natural gas is hazardous and highly combustible. In the interim, Miller said the goal is to bring relief to Bahamians as soon as possible.
And once the board is in place, the board would then pick certain committees to look after all aspects of BEC, to make it more relevant to Bahamian people, to make it more effective, but most important, to try to bring down the cost of energy for all of us.
Miller said to further address the corporation's financial state, the government is considering selling no more than 40% of BEC to foreign entities. For NB12, I'm Paige McCartney.
Well, Miller is also of the view that the government should not borrow additional funds from global lenders to complete the New Providence Road Improvement Project. In 2008, the Ingram administration signed a $120 million contract with Argentinian firm Jose Cartelones to carry out work on the New Providence Road Improvement Project. However, last year it was revealed that the cost overruns associated with the project would hit nearly $100 million, and the government is still seeking to borrow an additional $65 million to have the project completed.
What they're saying is that because of deviations, because of we made changes to the contract, it's going to cost almost $100 million. Leslie Miller is the MP, and as a member of Parliament is responsible for the fiscal affairs of this country, to have some say in it. There's no way I, as a Bahamian legislator, could go along with giving Cataloni one single dime over the original contract, because the roadworks, in my opinion, are at best fifth rate.
Miller said the contractor could have carried out the project much more effectively and it should have to bear any additional costs. He added that the project, which is expected to be completed sometime next year, was not done well and will cause difficulties for utilities like BEC.
BEC is going to have some serious problems We're doing repair work to the underground cables in most of the areas in New Providence that Catalonia would have done. Because they didn't do it properly, there's going to be some problems that we need to deal with Catalonia before they receive any more funding from the people of the Bahamas.
In other news, police investigating the third traffic fatality in 2 days after a 19-year-old woman died in a traffic accident last night. The passenger was killed after the Honda Odyssey van she was in slammed into a utility pole and overturned on Marshall Road. The driver was unharmed. The incident happened around 11:30 last night when police say the driver lost control of the van as it was heading east along Marshall Road. 2 men also died in separate traffic accidents this weekend. Last weekend, 16-year-old Jamiko Brown was killed when the vehicle he was driving crashed into a pole and split in two on Sir Milo Butler Highway. Police say speed was a factor in that incident. 3 weeks before that gruesome scene, 2 young men were killed when the SUV they were in slammed into a tree on the same highway. The traffic fatality count now stands at 24 for the year. The number of deadly car accidents has moved the Road Traffic Department to create an aggressive road safety summer campaign targeting young drivers. There's also a national road safety strategy that includes initiatives such as a driver education program, youth symposiums, and public awareness campaigns. And there's also pending legislation dealing with traffic laws and road safety under review, according to Minister of State for Transport and Aviation Hope Strawn. The public can expect to see more from the safety awareness campaign in July and August through television and radio advertisements. Well, Executive Board member of the United Association of Haitians and Bahamians living in the Bahamas, Robert Diodone, says the only time there is an outpouring of support for the Haitian communities by private and corporate Bahamas is in the wake of a tragedy. However, he is of the view that continuous financial, educational, and social support for Haitians living in the Bahamas will help them return to Haiti. According to Diodone, Haiti is doing its part to stop migration from the country through programs like the Save a Family initiative that helps create jobs in that island nation. However, the community leader said a bigger commitment from the government for other similar programs, for instance, a guest worker program, is needed.
Every 1 person that you employ in Haiti, 4 persons is unlikely would migrate to the Bahamas. These are things we have talked about for years, but somehow without incidents like this, you don't have that person gravitating towards that kind of concept. Guest worker programs. There's a number of things that this government has promised to support, and we feel the Bahamas' interest is protected by assisting Haiti with guest worker programs, with investing in Haiti, whether or not it's knowledge, time, and definitely some of our monies.
Diodone said if programs like these and other preventative programs are implemented to help Haitian Bahamians feel more a part of Bahamian society, there would be fewer instances of human trafficking and immigration.
There needs to be the same gathering of minds and monies to prevent this incident from ever happening again. And that's just through collaboration, through having your heart into meetings and programs where persons can feel a part of this community or can feel the need not to travel.
The Haitian community leader said he has received support from the current government for a number of the initiatives mentioned and said he hopes to see some of them implemented within the coming months.